Wowie, wow, wow. Was it me? Was that that song exceptionally long today? All right. Normally I give myself a 5-minute countdown. You guys are familiar with the reason behind this, of course, right? The idea is that it gives people time to jump in here. They see the alert, which who knows if people have alerts turned on or not, but they see the alert, gives them time to jump in. But I had nothing to pad the time with, so I'm over here being ridiculous as always. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in. Happy Friday. It's been some time since we did our last live stream. In fact, the last live stream that we did was prior to Sedona. It was our pre-Sedona Sedona Festival in live stream form. So that's what was going on, and we are back. A lot has happened since then, and I'm sure that we're going to end up talking about Sedona. There's a lot of other stuff we got to cover. As you saw the title of the live stream, I have gone viral, but I am not contagious, so welcome in. I won't spread the disease to you, although some of you might wish that upon yourselves, but we're gonna talk a little bit about some of the experiences and some of the things that happened along with this whole thing that I thought was a great social experiment to a certain degree. So I want to talk about that tonight too, and you guys may or may not find that interesting. I leave that up to you. You can govern the conversation there in that regard. But in the meantime, we are here. It is Friday night. We are live streaming, and certainly we will be discussing mountain bike topics more than anything, because of course this is a mountain biking channel, is it not? You know what I mean? Right? Anyways, here we are. Look, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for strapping in. Happy Friday. Let's get right into it. Who's in chat tonight? Look, Riding My Best Life is here. Adam Mock. Paul, the legendary punter, is in here. Where are you these days, Paul? You have not gone back up to Canada yet, have you? Are you still staying with Shane? I'm curious to see where you are at. You want super taxis in a foreign country. Yeah, it'll probably come in American dollars. Nobody wants that. Everybody wants Canadian euros or whatever the hell they have over there. But we're not going to do that. All right, hold on. I'm going to squeeze my chair over here. We're going to get settled. I don't know how I feel about the chair. Okay, so here's the interesting thing. Like when I used to do stuff in radio every now and then, I always found that it was kind of funner to stand up when you did a break because you had more energy. And some of the old school jocks did the same thing. And so oftentimes it's good to just stand up, especially if you want to get good vocals and you want to get good energy. If you stand up, it'll create a little different energy in your voice. And you may think this is crazy, but people that do voice work do this quite frequently. They'll stand up to create energy. So something to think about. If you're feeling down and you're doing your voiceovers and you're having a hard time with it, stand up, breathe in through your diaphragm, and then project your voice way, way out there, okay? Look, there you go. So Venture Apparel Company is in the chat. He has donated $4.99. Incredible. This company is awesome, by the way. I did want to talk about at the beginning of this live stream, the people that support this channel, and he is one of them. The company is rad. Venture Apparel Company makes all kinds of stuff. He's dipping his foot literally into the shoe game pretty soon too, but you guys have seen some of the Venture Apparel stuff I rock on the stream and on the videos and on Instagram and all that stuff. So the company is rad. You got to check them out. I got a discount code actually, and I've put that in. Where did I put that in? I put it in my link tree, which is linked in my Instagram, and I think I've got it somewhere else too. But you guys can always DM me too. You could DM them directly. They're awesome. And of course, Spy Optics. Spy Optics is a supporter of the channel as well. And I am actually giving these away right now. You guys are probably aware of this. These are legitimately rad goggles. Like I've got a set of green ones that I rock when I'm riding downhill or full face, anything like that. These things are legit, man. And I'm giving these away. They're free. They're $120 value, and I'm giving away on Instagram. And it's very simple, actually. This time, I didn't do anything crazy. Like, you don't have to imitate me this time, because we all saw how well that contest went. Yeah, right. You know what I mean? But look, this one's easy. You just got to tag a friend, and there you go. You can win $120 worth of goggles, and who the hell knows? It's the easiest thing you could possibly do in your life. You just got to make sure you're following me. And of course, if you're on this live stream, of course you're following me. What the hell else would you be doing? So those are the two things that are there. All right. So, all right, I'm catching up on chat. We're going to catch up on chat. And then I've got a bunch of Instagram stuff because I always reach out, prior to live streams. Oftentimes I'll reach out to Instagram and try to get some questions and feelers, and then we'll kind of talk about them in here. So we're going to do that too. So all those things are on the table. Adam Mock, good to see you, man. Matrix Racing, good to see you. Matrix, I met Matrix essentially through a recent live stream I did with Cure Cycling, who's also now working with Venture Apparel. So it's like the 6 degrees of mountain biking separation right there. Yes, his lips are moving. And hopefully bears. Yes, I'm back. Post countdown. Brian, good to see you, buddy. Yeah, I know. That's a long countdown with that one. Was the Dutch. Willkommen. All right, I'm catching up. Everything's fine. Look, it's under control. Are you going to deliver pizza on a bike? I know. This little thing, so this is a little Lego bike. I thought it'd be a rad idea to do like a skit where you do you turn into a Lego and then you do a video like that, but who has the time? Who has the time? So that's why I have the pizza bike. That was the premise. The wife got it for me. One of these days we'll work into it. So with that in mind, here we go. We're going to jump right into it. Yeah, I know there's a ton of people from Sedona in here, and we're going to talk about Sedona, and you guys in chat can chime in on this because a lot of you guys were there, and we're going to get into it. I want to cover the Instagram questions first, and then, of course, throughout the course that you guys can ask me questions. When it's just me solo like this, then we can ask as many questions as we want. We can rock and roll, but we do have topics we want to cover, so I want to get to them right away. So first things first, let's go to the Instagram questions. One is coming in from the legendary Bike Sum himself. He says, snowboarding with a question mark. I'm assuming, I know he knows that I snowboard. Maybe he means, are we going to go snowboarding? And the problem with that is you have to have snow to go snowboarding. And unfortunately, there has not been a lot of that. And we're, mid-December at this point already, and it's not looking great. Although, who knows, maybe some big storms will come through and it'll snow. But I will say I'm mighty particular when it comes to snowboarding. I don't know if you guys snowboard or ski, but I absolutely hate going snowboarding or skiing when the snow sucks. And it could be like, so say, for example, a storm comes through. I would love to go up the next day, and especially if it's on a weekday. If it's on a weekend, it halves my chances. 50% chance that I'm not going to go up because I don't want to deal with the lines and the traffic and all that other stuff, because the weekends are that's the only time people can get out. I would rather take a day off work, go up on a Thursday or something like that, and really get some good snowboarding in. But it's got to be after a storm, because I've gone up snowboarding before and it's just iced out and it's awful, and it's not worth my time, especially when in California, we have mountain biking year round, essentially. It's very rare that we can't get out and ride somewhere. So snowboarding's to take a whole day to go snowboarding is you're asking a lot. And I do enjoy it. I really do. I find that going to the top of the mountain, if you guys haven't done this before, but going up to the top of the mountain and just sitting there before you strap in and head down the hill, you can absorb all those views. And that's not the view that a lot of people get, that's, 12, 14,000 feet or whatever it is, just sitting there looking at the mountaintops. It's you'd have to either ski or snowboard or hike, or you'd have to take a gondola up during the summer, but you wouldn't see it with the snow. So it's not a lot of people see that, and I appreciate that. So that is fun, but there you go. All right. Oh, Unprofessional Kyle's in here, by the way. He's the guy, I asked him if he wanted to do a fireside chat tonight, and he said, no, I'm busy. And instead, he's here in chat. So, Kyle, thanks for joining us one way or another. But good to see you, buddy. He's playing Halo. You son of a bitch. We could have been fireside chatting. It's mighty cold outside. It would have been perfect. Not like the first fireside chat that we did where it was 95 degrees outside. I don't think I've ever sweat that much in my entire life. I might have died. Literally inside that day. I know you did, because you were complaining a lot more than me. But it was fine. It was fine. Yeah, snowboarding is a blast. I really do. We are going to get 4 feet next week in Tahoe? No, Mushy, is that right? That would be interesting. You might be somewhere else, though. Try riding the East Coast, crud and ice only. Yeah, see, here's the benefit for my snowboarding career, by the way. And trust me, you guys are here. It's a mountain bike thing, but we're going to talk about snowboarding because he asked. All right. I learned how to snowboard in Colorado. So because when I moved to Colorado, I was like, well, I better do something. And so I learned how to snowboard out there, and the snow was amazing. So it almost spoiled me, right? It was incredible. And then, of course, I was a fool and I didn't learn to mountain bike while I was there. I didn't really get into mountain biking until I got back to California. And, Brian, BKXC, started putting out videos. And as I watched them for about a year, it took me that long to finally just go, you know what, maybe I should do that. So I finally got involved, and the rest is history. But there you go. Okay, I know. Damn it, Kyle, you ruin everything. Midwest ice. Yeah, I've never ridden on the East Coast. Only in Denver and then west. So Denver, Tahoe, that sort of stuff. Or not Denver itself, but up in the Rockies, like Winter Park and stuff. All right. There we go. We're caught up with chat. Beautiful. Next question from Middle-Aged Master was Sedona Trails and what bike lock never opens. He knows this better than anybody because we went to go ride South Mountain on Thursday. We drove up early to ride Somo, and he had a bike lock that could not open. He couldn't figure out a way to open the bike lock. So he couldn't ride with us. And he missed out on 2 of the greatest crashes with Robert going down and Moonlight Leatherfoot both going down in epic fashion. In fact, Robert, a.k.a. B1Ker, he went down on the trail and he cut his leg open pretty good. I was just so happens I brought my big pack with me because I know when you're riding out in Arizona, you want to pack a lot of water. And so I look silly because nobody else is carrying anything, but I got my big pack full of 3 liters of water. Boy, oh boy, was I hydrated. But I just so happen to have a first aid kit. I always keep a little first aid kit inside my Camelback. So that actually came in handy. And it wasn't until later that he found out he probably should have gotten stitches on that injury. But I'm sure if you go to his channel and find out all about that, he's a manly man. He's a military man. He's got no problem with that. I guess you look up riding as a last resort. Yes, that's right. Paul the punter, he found out the mystery of BKXC and that. And he brought it up to BKXC, and BKXC was none impressed. But I don't know if I'm going to talk about that tonight. We'll see. It's another story entirely. Wow. Okay, so Mushy's in Rockland. Yeah, okay, excellent. Well, that's good news. I was planning on going out riding Sunday, but it looks like it's raining all day Sunday, so maybe I'll edit some videos for you guys. I've been slacking. I really have. We'll talk about that later, too. All right, Cal_living says, trail etiquette after rainy days. It's that time of year. And I think you guys can all agree here. Trail etiquette on rainy days is not so much for other people as it is for the trail builders and for the areas that people ride in, right? Because there's no rules saying you shouldn't or you can't ride, but there is an unwritten rule saying you shouldn't. Now, depending on the area, of course, right? So if you've got rocky terrain like Arizona and stuff, who the hell cares? It's just rocks. It doesn't matter. But here, when it gets muddy and things like that, you got to be much more conscientious of how you behave on the trails. Because if you're like, oh, let me go ride in the mud, it's fine, I'm not scared of mud. That's not really the point. The point is, as you ride, you start to create divots in the trail and it just starts to deform it. And then that gets kind of just blown out and it kind of screws up the trail. So this is often why bike parks close down, like Auburn Bike Park and some of the other places, because without proper, care on these things, they will just degrade really fast. It's very, it's very delicate. It's a very delicate balance. And so same thing happens on trails, certain trails. It depends on the mud, depends on the region. Some have really good drainage, but still, try not to ride after a big storm, because if you do, you're going to damage the trails. And again, unless you're out there trail building and helping these guys, that's kind of messed up. And, it's just, if you don't, and you keep the trails in good shape, then people are going to be happy. The trail's going to last a lot longer. So something to think about. I mean, again, it's unwritten rule, but I think pretty much everybody that is in this sport kind of gets it, I think, for the most part. I think you guys in chat would agree. Is there anything I'm missing out there? Really just being conscientious of the community as a whole. And I think that, if we are conscious of each other, then everyone's going to have a better time. So there you go. 50s and 60s in PA this weekend. Yeah, it's been good here in California. It's finally starting to cool down, but it's fine. We've still had barely any rain at all. Won't be riding for a week come Sunday. Yeah, with all the rain, it's just, whatever. So maybe we figure out some other solutions. I don't know what. Indiana has a wicked freeze-thaw cycle this time of year. Yeah, I wonder how that affects the trails. Is it just what happens when they freeze? So they just completely change, I assume. OC Parks will close down 1 to 3 days after heavy rain, keeping the trails, running right. Exactly. So it's just, it really is just a matter of helping preserve the trails. And I feel like we can all do our part. And it's just that simple. I mean, we can go and do some push-ups or something in the meantime, or go watch some mountain bike videos on the YouTubes, because it's a weird time of year for mountain bike YouTubers. We're going to talk about that later too. You guys know what I'm talking about. All right. Next one up, fleshed_over_bones. Now this is actually, all right. So this is actually a deeper question than I'm used to getting for these kind of questions, but I like it. And I thought about it a little bit, and maybe you guys can chime in on this too. Okay. He asks, the question was making valuable content outside of just reviews. So I thought that was interesting, because valuable content, and when I think of the term valuable content, right, you're thinking about something that has longevity. All right. So a review, it has longevity, because if you review a bike or whatever it is, that thing's always going to technically exist. It's whether it's used, if it goes out of production, doesn't matter. Somebody might look that up, a 2018, YT, whatever. So there's a valuable lesson there. So other than reviews, you have to think about valuable content. Some of the stuff that I make is not valuable content, and I'm well aware of that. Oftentimes I make it to entertain and just be boom, this is fun, but it's not valuable. And I recognize that oftentimes, which is probably why they often have that viewing curve of people are cool, and then it's boom. Whereas if you create a useful thing, it's going to constantly just kind of produce. So valuable content. I think lessons, so for example, and you guys can chime in on this too, how-tos, how to repair, how to manual, how to do this, trail videos that document the proper lines on trails. I never really worry about writing proper lines on trails, but there is a huge slew of people that are interested in that. and they genuinely want to get better as a rider. It's not really what I do, but there are people that, are into that. Look at that. You can't see my hand gestures down low. We're going to zoom it out a little bit. See, there we go. See, I did one of these. So yeah, I think those are valuable videos that, like the how-tos, the repair videos, the things like that. There's more to it than just reviews. I mean, like there's stuff that's pure entertainment. There's nothing wrong with that too. It's all different, whatever. But what he's asking is making valuable content outside of just reviews. And I'm assuming he's not meaning like dancing around on Instagram like a fool, like I do occasionally. Yeah. Yeah, value's there. Value's in the entertainment. I agree. I mean, there's a place for all of that stuff. I mean, it just depends on, your definition of valuable. I don't know. I mean, I think of like terms of longevity for a video, like something that's going to keep going. And like, here's a great example. One of the videos that I did that I spent very little time on was the first shed video that I made. I don't know why, I don't know how or whatever, but it just keeps going up. It's probably going to be my #1 rated video, like most viewed video for the least amount of time spent on it. And it's like not even mountain biking related. So it's like, people wanted to learn how to build a shed apparently. And so that one just is going to pass my Pacifica video, I'm pretty sure, which I'm very proud of that video. That's like one of my favorite videos, the Pacifica one. It passed the Downeyville video, which is I'm even more proud of. Skyrocketed past them. Maybe there's value. I don't know. Jesus, don't make me overthink that. I'll really feel bad about myself. All right. MTB Rad Dad says Halo. Yes. That's part of the reason why I haven't made a video in the last 2 weeks is because I started playing video games again for a little bit, and we could talk about that later too. I used to play video games a lot as a kid, and ever since I started the YouTube thing, obviously like about 2 years now, right? Like it's just consumed me, and so I've really just like spent most of my time, my spare time editing and things like that, and so I finally like cut loose for a little bit and started playing, and I was talking to Brian about it actually, and I was thinking about it as like it is fun and it's engaging, but it's also like empty calories, I've discovered. And it's like, it's hard to break out of that mold, right? Like, cause what you could do is you can sit there and play and then you come away from it and you didn't really gain anything out of the process. Like you had fun. And again, you talk about like entertainment as value. It helps me zone out. It helps me kind of relax to a certain degree, right? But it doesn't like, you don't get anything out of it. Like I've played video games all my life. So it's like having stepped away from that for a little bit, you always think about like every RPG or whatever game you've played, you gain up levels for your character and you get stronger and you get all this stuff, but then you come away from that game and then you didn't really get anything in real life. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's kind of empty calories, and it's not bad because I still like playing games, but I'm like, man, I got to get back to editing and stuff. Cause it's far more rewarding when I come away from like a big edit. You know what I mean? Like it's far more rewarding for me to like finish a video and know that I can put it out and be proud of it. And then nobody can watch it. You know what I mean? You guys know what I'm talking about. All right. Yeah, Matrix Racing's got to head out. Get ready for tomorrow ride. Yeah, Matrix, thanks for jumping in, man. I'm glad we met through the Cure Cycling live stream we did the other day. Good. All right. Being able to teach or answer a question while entertaining seems to be the sweet spot. Yeah. I think there's something to that. I think if you can combine all those things in one, like it's a rare trait. Some people are very knowledgeable. Some people are very entertaining. Some people can combine the two, and then you've got a winning formula. Look at Josh from Daily MTB Rider. Like the guy, you can just listen to him talk all day. And so, and he's super smart about bike parts, which is not something I am. So there you go. What's your favorite MTV video to watch that gets you pumped up to ride? That's hard to say. Are you talking about my specific videos or just anybody's videos in general? I like all kinds of videos, and like, lately, Eric, like, okay, so BCPOV's videos don't get me necessarily pumped up to ride, but they're an emotional roller coaster. Like, have you watched Eric's latest video? Like, it's insane. Like, and it's 20 minutes long or something like that. So at first you're thinking, oh, this is a normal, like, I'm going to learn how to jump or whatever video. And then it's just an emotional powerhouse towards the end. And nobody can craft, it's especially like just craft like a basically GoPro and POV style video like he does. It's crazy good. And if you haven't watched it, go watch his latest video. It's going to bring you to tears, man. It's crazy. And so he's able to craft that story out of this footage that we all get, right? This is what you have to think about as a creator. It's like, how can this guy completely like take this thing and make it incredible? And then I could take like a thing and just POV and it's just like, oh, here's my ride. And this guy goes, here's this emotional storyline. You know what I mean? Like, it's great to watch the craft, and you've got to think like, what can I take away from this? What can I learn from this? And how can I improve as a creator. Those are all the things I'm always thinking about when I watch videos. So it's hard for me to like fully enjoy things because I'm overanalyzing things. Would you agree? Yeah, you have the best sense of humor compared to other YouTubers that attracts in many ways. Yeah, other than Bobo. Bobo's the damn funniest, no question. He's a pure professional. When I did the cameo in Bobo's video, he reached out to me and he had the idea, and I was like, yeah, absolutely, I'll do it. And so I was like, just tell me what you want, send me the thing. And so he sent me like a storyboard with 2 frames, right? You guys, are you familiar with a storyboard? Storyboard is basically you draw up the frame, and then you have the characters and where you want the angle of the shots, and then you can, and it was only 2 shots. You saw it was very simple, but he sent me, that's how professional he is. He sent me a storyboard for basically a couple lines of dialogue. So I called up Robert. I was like, hey, Rob, I'm going to go film this today. Can you help? Because like, if you guys saw the cameo in Bobo's video, it's absolutely perfect to have Robert there because Robert is a beer drinking machine. And so the premise was that he was smuggling beer in his Camelback. So we went out and filmed that. And Robert's here. I didn't even see you in there, Robert. Yes. I mean, that was great. And it was like, he's such a professional compared to myself or anybody else, really. Like, let's be honest. None of us would even think of creating a storyboard for anything because we're fools. And Bobo does it. And that's the reason why he's got to 100,000 and beyond. Guy's incredibly talented. What can I say? B1 is really talented too. He stole the show. He's like, I never get any screen time. I bring Biker in, I bring Unprofessional Kyle in, and I never get any screen time for nothing because they're taking it all. But it's fine. It's fine. Everything's under control. How long does it take you to film and then edit a video? So that depends on the video. So, for example, if you guys watch some of the recent stuff that I've done, which was like the how to be a YouTube marketer and all that stuff, those are like, I was able to produce that essentially in a single day. I have to go get a lot of B-roll shots, and then I come out and film the interview stuff. And all that, by the way, is improvisation. If you guys aren't aware, I don't script any of that. So I sit there, I put the camera on, and then I come up with these lines. And I have a couple ideas in my head, but then it's really just like flying at the camera, essentially. And so oftentimes you come back to the editing room and you cut down what works and what doesn't. And so you leave a lot on the table because there's stuff that works, like, or there's a joke that's maybe just going too long. And so like, it's good to just cut that down and bring it all down. But yeah, but then like a video, like, for example, the Pacifica video, that took a long time because that's a lot of shots. That's a lot of all that stuff. I mean, you could be there at 30 hours for some videos. You guys that edit this stuff know these. I mean, like, so the Hoot one, if you're not taking into account drive time and stuff, I got to drive an hour and a half to get to Nevada City. So I'm up to Hoot. I was on the trail for 5 hours filming that. You come back off the trail, then you've got to edit that down for another probably like 15 hours or so. And it's pure foolishness, the punishment that we all put ourselves through. But it's like, it was a lot of fun, like getting better at what I was doing. So in terms of like editing videos and producing and timing music with shots and things like that, it's all an educational experience. And so that's, it's really interesting. It really is. Yep. Cure cycling is great. Absolutely. Vimeo time. Yeah. Yes. Shut up, Biker. You're not bored. How could you be? We both have very beautiful voices. I'm gonna talk like Robert for a second. In a really deep voice. Yeah, like this. Okay, there it is. Yeah, BCPOV knows the craft. Absolutely. There he is, Cure. We were talking about you earlier, Jared. Thanks for jumping in. I feel like, yeah, Venture Apparel Company doesn't watch my channel. That's right, Robert. Okay, hold on, stand by. All right, I'm catching up on the old Instagram. Mountain Bike Initiative says trail management. That's tricky to say because you've got a lot of trail organizations in the area, and they all take a part in, not only fundraising, but promoting events and getting trail work done. So it's really like, I think the local trail organizations do the majority of that. And if you don't know your local trail organizations, try to find them, reach out, get involved. Those guys are rad, and they're trying to improve the trails you ride every day. So something to think about. Like here we have Fat Track, we have Bonk, we have Motherlode Trails. There's just a ton of them. Tahoe, Tamba, all the stuff. So find your local orgs and get involved. Gitte_BH says YouTuber bikes. I'm not quite sure what that means, but I can probably tell you Robert's got one of the best looking bikes. Brian BKXC just got a new Ripmo, same as the old Ripmo, except it's a medium instead of a large. So that's different for him. I'm going to adjust that a little bit. There we go. Yeah, so he's got a medium instead of a large, so we're going to find out through his videos how he likes the medium versus large. He's always ridden a large, but he's about the same height as me, like 5'10", so we're always kind of right in that zone of like 5'10", is medium or large frame. What do you want? Do you want flickability, Or do you want a little bit more height? I don't know. So he's always ridden a large. I've always gone with mediums because I wear medium shirts. I wear medium whatever. I wore a medium bike. Never tried a large. So maybe one day we will. I don't know. Ski Bum Hops. He says, you ever think about putting outtakes on your content? You know, I did think about it. There is like a vast array of outtakes. Like it's ridiculous how much stuff gets on the cutting room floor. And I thought about it. I just don't know how well it would be received. I remember when we did Trailhead Troopers, I put out a bloopers video after it and like nobody watched it. But I think like the core audience would have a good time with it. I don't know. It's hard to say like what's valuable content, what's not, right? It's like, I think there needs to be a happy mix of like content that's going to appeal to the masses and then content that appeals to people who really dig what's going on. You know what I mean? I need to really like find that balance because oftentimes we get lost in the search for more viewers and more subscribers and we lose what we are meant to do, which is what we really enjoy doing. So I could easily see like just putting stuff out, just irreverence, whatever, and just not caring, you know? But it's like always that strive for like the thumbnail and the title and trying to bring in like, I gotta forget that every now and then. It's just, it drives me nuts, man. It really kills motivation. I'm going to be completely honest with you. It really does. There you go. Okay. Yes. Then you make a reel in 20 minutes and get 3 million views. Gotta love it. I know it's 100% true. Lately, like that's the hard thing about YouTube. YouTube's been kind of bonkers because like I can spend, like 30 hours on a video on YouTube, put it out and get 1,000 views. I could spend 20 minutes editing a reel and boom, 4 million views. It's like, what the hell is going on here? I don't know. Like you gotta define what success is again. It's like, oh man, I didn't know that was a thing. I don't know. Never thought that would happen. All right. The segment says, why do some things go viral and some things do not? I am certainly not an expert in that topic, although I did have a viral reel that we're going to talk about shortly because I'm sure you guys are very intrigued by this. Here's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about like how and why and then what happened. And you're going to see it's kind of interesting. It's a great like social experiment to a certain degree and like seeing how all this works. So bear with me on that. We're going to do that shortly. Why do some things go viral? Okay, there's a couple key things, and these are the things I've learned on Instagram thus far. Maybe you guys can take this away. One, okay, if you're on Instagram or whatever social media platform you are doing, there's no point in posting anything other than reels. That's it. There's your secret. If you post photos, whatever else, Instagram does not care anymore. I've discovered this. So, and remember there was IGTV. I used to post stuff like that. Like they don't care. They don't push it out. They don't do anything with it. However, if you make a reel, they will disperse it, okay? So reels are your trick to growth on Instagram, first and foremost, more than anything. And not only that, but if you can tie in some trending audio and tie that into your reel, that increases your chances exponentially of growth on Instagram. It's whatever they do, they really encourage the idea of emulating others, apparently is what it is. Because if you use trending audio that everyone else is using and it's already going viral, if you jump into that pool, they're just going to toss you a life raft and say, jump in, buddy. I don't know if that really makes a lot of sense, but you get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, things can go viral because they're good, but also like, we're going to talk about this, all right? So like the interesting thing that happens with like, I don't know. Yeah, because, it's whatever. It's a fine topic to discuss, which we will shortly. Jared from Cure Cycling, thank you. He's donated $1.99. Says, did you send out my stickers? No, I'm going to. I will next week for sure. First thing next week, I'm going to send them out. I've been slacking. It's been a weird couple weeks for me, and I'm getting back on track. I'm getting back in the Colorado Kid game, and we'll talk about that too. I recorded a whole video, but then noticed in all my footage shot were hanging all on my mustache. Yeah, I mean it's funny because like. We talk about the Sedona video. We got to Sedona and recorded for 3 days. And I looked at the footage and I was like, man, Sedona riding is very different because it's not like where you go somewhere else and you've got a lot of flowy footage. There, it's a lot of stopping and hiking and climbing and going down for a second and climbing back up. It's not a lot of flow. So unless you can craft a story around the ride, it's harder to like frame that, right? Like I thought like a great way to frame it would be the struggle, like just the struggle of the trails. It's like not easy. In Northern California, we don't see a lot of that. Most of the stuff we see here is flowy trails. And so when I looked at all the footage and I broke it all down, I essentially just said, you know what? Why don't we take all 3 days and just bing, bang, boom, make one video out of it. It turned out good. I thought it was fun. I thought it was a great summation of Sedona. I thought it did a good job of kind of explaining what Sedona was. But yeah, I was looking through the footage. I thought about putting out some riding videos because I do have the footage. I've got all the rides. Like I documented the whole thing. But it's like, I think the fun way to frame that would be the interactions between us, like all the YouTubers that were hanging out, like Paul was there, of course. And it's funny because, Paul, you'll appreciate this. As we were riding the trail, my initial goal, and I said it in the video, was like, my goal is to be as annoying as possible to Paul the whole time. And what actually happened is Paul ended up annoying me the whole time, unbeknownst to him. As I look at the footage, like not really annoying me, but like it was funny as hell because I was like, I would go into a climb and Paul would just walk right in front of me or whatever and block me so I couldn't make a climb or something. Like it just turned out really actually pretty funny. So I thought about I've edited some of that down, but I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna put this out as a ride video. I think a lot of this would be like great extra content for something else, but I don't know what yet. Annoying. I don't see half of these chats. Really? That's weird. Stupid YouTubes. I can't say that. They'll kick me out. Mr. Percussive, good to see you, buddy. Where's your glass of whiskey? I know. I got water tonight. It's kind of lame. I got my kid's birthday party tomorrow. I don't want to be an irreverent drunk at the party. I'm going to wake up. I got to wake up early and start preparing all kinds of stuff. Okay, let's scroll down here. We got a couple more questions before we jump into everything else, too. Yep, there you go. I know, right? I was watching you on Heather's Highline video. Good stuff. Oh, okay, there you go. Yep. And there you go. Boom, 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 boom. I know. Yep. Oh, man, there's so much footage. Yeah, and again, the problem is there's so much footage. What do you do with it all? It's the hardest conundrum. I think you guys would all agree here. Basically, once you take all that, then you got to put it on a plate. And you got to figure out how you're going to serve it. And that's again, what we talk about BCPOV, just pure crafting, because he can take that raw footage. There's oftentimes not a lot of fancy shots in his footage, but he takes it and crafts an expert story. And man, there's so much respect going on there. It's crazy good. Crazy good. All right. A couple final Instagram questions. And I'm glad you guys here in chat are asking questions tonight, because that's really what this is all about. I think it's a great chance to interact with everybody in real time. And I think it's a lot funner. All right, Mr. Tonka jumped in, by the way. He's not here tonight, but he did jump in and ask a few questions on Instagram. Very hard-hitting questions, as you would expect from a man in Florida. He says, one of them is different types of poop. Okay. Yeah, you got the wet kinds, you got the dry kinds, you got the sloppy kinds, you got the chunky kinds. There's a lot of different. We're not going to go into that. That's immature. The plausibility of Santa existing, Mr. Tonka says, highly likely. Who the hell else is cleaning my chimney? It sure as shit isn't me. You know what I mean? No? Okay. All right. Fair enough. Top 5 Christmas movies. Now this got me thinking, okay? And I'm sure you guys are going to have some things to talk about here on this subject, okay? But top 5 Christmas movies. I'm going to give you my list, and I'm not in any particular order. He didn't say top 1 through 5. I'm just going to give you my 5 that I think, and you tell me if you think I'm missing something or if there's something that should be on here that's not. And I'll change this list. I'll change it real time right now. Okay, you ready? Here we go. Top 5. He says top 5 Christmas movies. All right, here's my list, okay? 1, Home Alone. Okay, that's a no-brainer. I guarantee you that's probably the first movie anyone in here thought of. If it wasn't Home Alone, the second one on the list certainly was the first thing that came to your mind. Die Hard. Die Hard, of course. Third, A Christmas Story. Christmas Story has got to be up there. It's a movie that just is always on repeat, and it's just it's comfort food, right? It's comfort food. You're going to shoot your eye out, the lamp, all that stuff. It's just like comfort food. You can sit back, you can watch it, you can just feel, and that's really, I think, what Christmas music does as a whole, too. It's so wholesome, and you could just sit back and just kind of I know a lot of people say they hate Christmas music, but once it's the season, you got a Christmas tree up, you could just sit back. You want to grab a glass of eggnog and get involved. Okay, Grinch. The Grinch, the animated Grinch, not the real animated, not the Jim Carrey one, the actual original Grinch. But I don't even think that was a movie, was it? It was like a weird thing. I don't know, but I always remember that. And here we go. Here we go. The final one on the list. The Santa Claus with Tim Allen. If you don't agree with me, I'm going to punch you in the mouth right now. The Santa Claus with Tim Allen. Okay, that's the 5 I got. What do you guys got in chat? Let me catch up. Elf, I'm going to be honest with you. I think I need to rewatch Elf because people have these fond memories of Elf, and when I watched it, I was like, this is stupid. But I think that I genuinely would appreciate it now. But for whatever reason, when I watched it at the time, maybe I wasn't in the right mindset. This is when it came out. I don't know. I feel like when it came out, I never really dived into it. So maybe I'll give Elf another shot. All right, biker. I'll give it another shot. Mr. Progressive, Die Hard, yes. Okay, got it. Die Hard, yes. Okay, good. You watch your goddamn mouth, Robert. You don't think Die Hard should be on there? Okay, let me give you a runner-up. Nightmare Before Christmas. That was really close, and that might take the place of The Grinch, honestly, in my book. But you guys tell me what you think. Okay, there you go. Die Hard, yes. Okay, Bad Santa. I don't know, man. I think you like the dark humor, Robert. That's what I've discovered. I thought it was pretty good, but it's not like I sure as hell can't watch it with my kids. That's kind of what like some of the criteria here is like we could all get together as a family and watch it. But that certainly wasn't what Mr. Tonka said. So you could be true about that. Yeah, the OG Grinch is a 30-minute show. That's what I thought. It wasn't a full movie. Yeah, somebody did think about Christmas Vacation. Yeah, I heard that come through. The wife said that. I was like, I don't know. I've never like had the desire to. I don't think of it when it comes to Christmas time. Maybe it's just because I don't have the repetition. Beautiful. Jared's fully supports the list. My wife jumped in. She says, Fred Claus. Okay, let me tell you a story about this movie. If you guys ever remember this movie, it was with, what's his name? You guys know the actor's name. Vince Vaughn. Fred Claus. I don't even remember what the hell the movie was about. We got free passes to this thing. We're like, great, Christmas movie. Let's go as a couple. This is prior to having kids when it came out. And we go to this turd of a movie. And we're sitting in the theater, and we're literally like about probably 30 minutes in, we're like, we're done. And we just walked out. That's the first time I've ever walked out on a movie and the last time I've ever walked out on a movie. But we were both fully agreed that it was awful. Just awful. Elf is better than Santa Claus. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm going to make it. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to watch Elf, and I'm going to reassess this list after I watch Elf. But I'm not sure about this, guys. I feel like it's peer pressure. I think you guys are just buying into the system. The Santa Claus is highly underrated. By the way, don't bother watching the sequels. I mean, that's obvious enough, but for whatever reason, the kids tricked us into watching the sequels. And if you haven't watched the sequels to the Santa Claus, it actually kind of is worth it because I think it was the third one when Martin Short came in. He played Jack Frost. In this movie, no, it was the second one. The second one, his goal was to get a wife. He had to get a wife. And holy crap, did that movie not age very well at all. And that movie's not that old, I don't think. But dear God, have you guys seen this one? Basically, the whole premise of the movie is like, he's got to get a wife, like she's some sort of accessory. And then when he meets this woman, she's completely submissive. Like the whole time, it's just this weird, very weird, submissive female. Like, it's just like, what can I do for you, honey? Like, whatever you need. Like, he was the best, and she was just like this. Oh, man, it's really weird. It did not age well at all. Like, we were watching it, and I was like, this is not how people act in real life. Okay, so that might spoil the Santa Claus. But the first one was brilliant. Same with the Home Alone sequels. The second one was okay, but we're talking OGs. And this is up for debate too, okay? This is up for debate. The wife said Gremlins. But I don't think Gremlins is a Christmas movie. The second one, I think, was set in Christmas, wasn't it? Or was it the first one? But I have fond memories of Gremlins, but I haven't watched it in long enough to think about it. Something to think about. What else you got? You didn't like Nightmare? What? Nightmare Before Christmas is incredible. Christmas Vacation. Okay. Look, everyone open up Netflix with your family and yeah, exactly. Oh no, isn't Klaus? What is Arnold? The Arnold one's, no, Jesus, somebody's got to know. Where is the Crashing Dad? Yeah, back him up. Jingle All the Way. Yeah, Jingle All the Way with Sinbad was pretty good. All right, I'll give it to you on that one. But it was kind of a weird mix of family and like adult humor that maybe wouldn't be good for the kids. I'd have to rewatch it. Okay, I'm catching up on chat. Polar Express, I remember reading the book. I feel like the movie, the CG stuff just probably didn't do it justice. I think if you watched it now, it'd probably be weird. At the time, it was like cutting edge. But right now, it probably looks bad, right? Am I wrong? All right, we're catching up. Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking, my name is Earl Christmas. We're talking Christmas movies. We got totally distracted here on the top 5 list. Thanks a lot, Mr. Tonka. Somebody tell Mr. Tonka he totally side-railed this live stream because now we got Christmas movies on the topic here. Yes. There you go. Beautiful, dude. Yeah. All right. Ernest Saved Christmas. I have incredibly fond memories of Ernest. Ernest is like a hero because, I mean, the actor was incredible, but the fact that he's able to pull off that character, this irreverent, fun, lovable character, not a lot of people could do that. Not a lot of people could do what he did with Ernest. And I forget the name of the actors off the top of my head right now, but man, oh man, was that Well, those movies just really fun, and I feel like I should go watch them. I feel like my kids would really enjoy those movies now because they're just silly. And sometimes you need a little silly. I remember there was one where he had like a turtle cannon, or he's flinging snapping turtles at people. All right, look, we're getting distracted with movies. All right, there you go. Jingle All the Way. Yeah, that's right. This Polar Express CGI is creepy. It's not. I don't think it held up well. I'm not a big fan of overly used CG in movies in general. Let's be completely honest there. Wait, Paul, what are you saying? You said Netflix. Open Netflix and look at Claus. It's not Santa Claus. Is it the horror one? I know what you're talking about, isn't it? I can't open it up. I'm doing a live stream, Paul, all right? I'm doing serious business here. I got to focus. Yeah, Reggie, you got it. Die Hard was on my list. So let me recap. And I may make an addendum if I go watch Elf. And if it's not good, be one cur. Okay, I'm coming to your house, and I'm taking the bike rack back, all right? So I said Home Alone. This is not in particular order. Home Alone, Die Hard, Christmas Story, Grinch, the animated one, and Santa Claus, the Santa Claus. But there you go. That's you guys can submit. I think we're all in agreement Die Hard belongs there. Yeah, Gremlins was a Christmas movie. That's right. Okay. Is there anything that we really miss? Like one that's just like everyone loves? Nobody watches Frosty the Snowman, right? That's stupid. That wasn't a good one. Rudolph the Red. Nobody watches Rudolph the Red. See, like nobody thinks of the animated movies. We're talking about the legit movies here, and that's my list. There you go. You got it. We're covering it through. And of course, Mr. Tonka's final question, by the way, it says best post Christmas ride drink. You got to drink eggnog. If you're not vomiting after a ride, you're doing it wrong. Eggnog, 100%. By the way, I made. Oh no, wait. Which Gremlins is a classic. Claus, is that which is the one with Kurt Russell, the new one? The new one with Kurt Russell. Good. I know we're totally sidetracked. We got more topics to cover, but it's fine. Bike Some, good to see you. We're talking about Christmas movies. You came in at the wrong time. Everyone's leaving. Everyone's going to leave. But Home for Christmas. Yeah, Home for Christmas. I didn't like that. There was another one final one. All right. There was another one that took place it was on Disney Plus or something. It was about his daughter becoming Santa or something. It was I don't remember what it was called. It's a Wonderful Life. That's not bad. It's a Wonderful Life is a good one. Super wholesome. My father-in-law loves that one, which, by the way, he's been begging me for a shout out for some time. So, Papa D, this one's for you. Yeah, good to see you. Yes. All right, we're here in a live stream. Claus has won many Oscar. Okay. All right, Paul, I'm looking it up. I'm going to side rail this whole stream so I could go to Netflix. I'm going to have to log in. I guarantee it because I'm not logged in on this stupid laptop. All right, here we go. Stand by. I'm searching. Claus, Klaus. Oh, it's an animated one.
Okay, post office is now officially open.
Oh, okay, wait, hold on.
Step right in.
Hold on. All right, hold on. Stand by. We're all going to jump in with this one. I've got a feature tonight that we're going to go right into it. All right, here we go. So Paul says this is the one right here. So we're going to look at the preview. Wait. Oh, no, I just started it. I'm going to get copyright strikes, Paul. Okay, wait, hold on.
Hey, loser.
Okay, hold on.
What gives? I sent my letter and all I got
I like the art style.
A clump of coal.
Well, it serves you right. Devilish little tadpoles like yourself don't get toys from Cloud.
I like the art style.
How would he know what I'm up to unless you ratted on me?
He won't throw it.
Oh,
Throw
I
it.
didn't have to.
Throw the snowball. Throw it.
What do
You missed your
mean?
chance, you fool.
Sees everything,
No.
you know. Every mischief.
Paul, he better throw this thing.
Dirty deed.
You better grow,
Keeps a list.
lift your chin up, and throw the snowball right in his face.
Naughty list.
His big old nose right in this.
You
Come on.
lie.
Trust me. You do not want to be on the naughty list.
Okay, we're going to leave it as a cliffhanger. There it is. Okay, so, all right. All right, Paul, you got it. I'll watch that movie. I did not know that existed, so I'm going to watch that. Thank you. There you go. Okay, Claus. I will watch Claus. Okay, I'll do it. In fact, that's a good one for the kids. Okay. Oh, see, how have I not heard of this? Paul, thank you. Even from across the pond, or how do you say it? Like he knows more about Christmas movies than I do. I didn't even know they celebrated Christmas in Canada. So that's good to know. All right. There we go. I think we caught up with all the Instagram questions, by the way. It only took us almost an hour to do that. Thank you for everyone for being patient. All right, I'm going to take a drink of water, and then we're going to cover the next subject. You ready? Oh, yeah. You know what I should have? I should have hold on. You know what I should have is I should have basically what I would describe as water drinking music. So basically anytime there's a silence, a moment of silence, we could probably do something like this. Not coming through? That's not working. Nothing works around here. It's fine. I didn't spend $20,000. No, I spent way more than that to build this whole thing. Nothing works. It's fine. I'm a professional. All right, look. Here's what it is. Look, everyone's been putting out their holiday gift guides. I think it's a good opportunity to and by the way, we're going to talk about the viral thing soon. I do want to talk about it. I want to talk about the experience and all that stuff, but I want to talk about everybody's doing their holiday gift guides. You guys are all in here, and this is the downside of what I'm about to do. I'm probably not going to spend a lot of time on it, but things that everyone should have as a stocking stuffer as a mountain biker. And I could have made a really cool video about this and got 1 million views, but instead I'm here talking to you guys, and I'm going to do it here. So, things you should have as a mountain biker. You ready? And you guys tell me if you agree. 1, tire pressure gauge. Yeah. You got to have one of these. This is essential. What is this, like 20, 30 bucks? Everyone should have one of these. Get someone that doesn't have them, that always asks to borrow it on the trail. Get him one for a stocking stuffer. You can gift this to someone, all right? I'm not sure about this. The shock pump, Brian told me to buy this thing, and I've used it once. In fact, the one time that I did go to use it, the battery was dead. So then it was completely useless. I had to borrow somebody else's, but I don't know anything about suspension. But you should have one, right? It's like $100. You should put one of those. Would you guys agree? There you go. Multi-tools. I don't know why we're talking about this. You guys all know how to mountain bike. For some reason, I was thinking somebody would be in here that didn't know anything about mountain biking. But you should have a multi-tool, right? You should always carry a multi-tool. Look, I know everybody's trying to be cool, and Paul's going to say that 1-up is the way to go because you can put it in your handlebars. But I don't need that. That's not a problem that I have, all right? I don't mind carrying a pack, okay? You know what? I develop leg muscles and hip muscles by carrying a hip pack, and then back muscles by carrying a camelback full of water and precious cargo. That's how it works. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. You're picturing a kazoo. Yeah, was that a kazoo that came through? Oh, you guys did hear the music? Okay, I wasn't sure if you did or not. Okay, here's the next thing, by the way. You guys got to have bacon on the trail, right? Here, if you guys haven't seen this muck-off one, have you seen this? Okay, wait. Have you seen this pack? Okay, this is interesting to me because, like, this legitimately hurt me. It hurt me bad. Okay, so inside the pack, you got your normal stuff, right? Okay, that's fine. Normal bacon, not a big deal. But inside is this little tool. And I'm going to cover my face so it focuses on this. There it is. So this guy. But, okay, that looks easy enough. Dear God, man. Wait, no. Don't focus on me. Wait, hold on. All right, I got to get out of the frame. Hold on, stand by. I'm a professional. Look at the point on that thing. Holy crap. Can you see that? Good God, man. This is a weapon. Look at this. You think they engineered this for bikes? Are you kidding me? This thing could stab someone's heart right out of their soul. Wait. Right out of their chest. Okay, look. This thing is terrifying. In fact, the first time I tried to use this, I punctured right through my hand. Like, what the hell were they thinking? This thing is terrifying. I mean, if you got in a fight. Okay, wait. Come in here. Wait. No. This camera's too good. Hold on. If you got in a fight, you're going to murder somebody with this thing. Look at this. So, if you want to patch your tires up, you go to muck off. You understand? And you get 3 of them, you look like Wolverine. Have you guys seen this thing? It's crazy. Man, I literally punctured myself the first time I tried to use that thing. Not that I'm like a great field mechanic, but that certainly didn't help matters. I was bleeding for at least an hour. Okay. Yes, there you go. Yeah, and then, of course, look, you got to have one of these. You guys do chain cleans? These things are amazing. By the way, everything Park Tools makes, you guys are aware of this, is the best. Like, they're affordable. They work for exactly what they're supposed to do. It's like, that's a company that's just so rad, man. They're just knocking it out of the park. Look, and if you guys just jumped in, by the way, if you guys haven't heard, we do have some supporters of the channel. These are things that you should have. Venture Apparel Company, he's still here, I believe. This company is absolutely rad. They make a ton of different styles of jersey. I know you guys see this one a lot, but I wore the orange one because it was like Halloween time. But there's a bunch of different rad jerseys. You can hit them up on Instagram. They have a website. I think I've got it on my link tree. But this is rad. These jerseys are rad. And then, of course, Spy Optics we talked about earlier, right? And I'm giving these away. These ones right here, these goggles. And I legitimately will say these goggles are rad. So these are being given away on Instagram. If you haven't seen that already, go to Instagram. I made the contest really easy. You just got to go and tag a friend. I kept it really simple. The last contest that we did, I did a Colorado Kid impersonation contest. We all know how that went. So this one's just simple. You guys go in, tag a friend. You might win. I'll do a random drawing next week. And it's free. What the hell? Why not? Why the hell? Merry Christmas, everybody. All right. Okay. Here's another thing I wanted to say. I got a couple new things in the mail. Okay. And we're going to talk about that real quick. And you guys can tell me that I'm a complete idiot. No, I'm not riding dissectors because they pop too easy. Brian Gong knows. He literally sent a dissector from Maxxis in for warranty. Who the hell sends a tire in for a warranty? Has anybody done that? Brian Gong has done that. Brian Gong has done that. Yes. Okay, here's a couple things I got in the mail. All right, I got this in the mail today. One, and I've been trying to find this for a little while because, as you guys know, apparently parts are hard to find now. That's a thing. So I got this in the mail today, and it's a Yeti Grease Gun. It's a very specific Yeti Grease Gun. So with the Switch Infinity. I've been having the shop do it, but I've been trying to track one of these down for a while. And then finally, for wherever I think I checked, like Competitive Cyclist or something had it. So I finally got a Yeti Grease Gun so I can grease the Switch Infinity myself. And it's been interesting because, like, I really do like to try and support local bike shops. So I went to several shops in town lately trying to find, like, bike tires and other stuff. And it's just, they just don't have anything. Like, so it's like I literally had to order some of this stuff online. I went to REI, I went to some other bike shops and tried to find pedals. They're like, nah, we don't have anything. Speaking of which, I did get some new pedals. And here you go. There you go. Yep. So I got these guys. You guys know I ride clipless, which at some point I may be going back to flats. We'll see. I think, again, I talk about the idea of, like, I'm going to stand up. Hold on. I think I rely on the clipless too much. You know what I mean? Where I'm, like, pulling up on the pedals instead of using proper technique. And that's purely my fault. And I think probably a lot of people do that. But I got to get back to the core. So I did get some of these. I'm excited. The older ones, like, I will say, I complained a lot in Sedona, and Brian knows all too well. I just wasn't clipping in time. Like, it wasn't feeling clean. And I'll do some adjustments to my other pedals, but I've had them for a little over 2 years. They're pretty beat up. They're just scarred and stuff. So I figured I'd track down these. And so I'm going to rock these. I'm going to throw these back on the bike and go from there. And then I also got, and I've been the downside is, like, they're slightly bigger than I wanted, but I did get a pair of these, which are the RCs here, and I got the new setup here. So I'm going to play around with that setup and see how that goes. I'm sure I can crash just as well with this stuff that I did with the other stuff. Right? Would you agree? Okay. All right. So that's the new stuff I got in the mail. By the way, if you're looking for easy gifts for Christmas, like, don't forget, you can still get your hands on the Colorado Kid social distancing measuring device. I remember this. I think about this fondly, right? When the pandemic first hit, it was a weird time, and you guys all remember this. And so we went to go do a ride at Rockville. They were closed down for a while. They finally reopened. And so I brought this as a gag for one of the videos. It was just like the Colorado Kid social distance measuring device. And I got this great picture with one of the Rangers, and she was super rad. And, like, it was just funny. Like, so there you go. This is the one of a kind. I'll sell it for $1 million if anybody wants it. So just let me know down below, and we'll make it happen. If you haven't liked the video, by the way, apparently there's some sort of algorithm that says you should like these things. I don't know if it does anything. Judging by the growth on my channel, no, it sure doesn't. Okay. I know. Yeah, all right, there we go. Woo! By the way, Brian launched a line of products. You guys saw this? Trail One. He's got a line of mountain bike products. Handlebars, grips, all kinds of stuff. It's pretty rad. Some of the money will go back to local trail organizations. I think it's an admirable feat and a great way to spread his wealth across multiple ventures, right? Because he's got the property, he's got that. Again, I'm very adamant about saying I like Brian's private property. You know what I'm talking about. All right. Okay, I'm going to catch up on chat, and then we're going to jump into something real quick. Okay, so here we go. Yep. Sedona and clips. Yeah, I know. Honestly, like, with super technical stuff, I actually don't enjoy clips that much because, yeah, getting in and out of them, it just seems to create more hassle than it's worth, especially if you want to start, like, a feature and you just want to, like, be right on top of it and go. Oftentimes that screws me over because you got to take your time to clip, and then you're not clipped in, and it totally, you'll see, if you look at Jay's footage, by the way, Bikesome, who's here, the video he put out on Highline, there's a moment in that video where I almost die because I'm not clipped in, and I go through this chunky section, and the bike almost bucks me off. And I'm like, because I'm not focused on riding, I'm trying to get my other foot in the pedal. And that happened several times out there, which is, like, very unfortunate. and which is why I want redemption on the Sedona trails. Like, honestly, not because I didn't clear most of the stuff, because I did most of the features, but because I didn't do it confidently. And I didn't come in prepared enough. In all honesty, like coming into Sedona, I should have had more riding under my belt just with family and everything. It was tricky to find the time. And so going out there, I would love to go in there full bore, just really tackle the big trails right off the bat. Like, because the first we did South Mountain and then we did Highline. And jumping into Highline, that's a technical masterpiece. And so I wish I would have just come in with full confidence on the bike. It's really what it is, because I know that I have the ability, but the ability and the confidence are two different things, especially if you've been off the bike for just a little bit. It's like you have to regain it. You guys know what I mean? Like, it takes you a little bit to get back into the flow and feel like you can whip the bike around. And I felt that quite a bit out there. And I was just hesitant on stuff that I know I could have ridden. Actually, like, I walked that choke point and it just, I know Trail Dad crashed on that spot, but I know I could have easily done that. I know I can. And so it was just confidence, man. I need to go in with high confidence. And if I do that, man, I'm going to be hitting it even harder than I did last time. You know what I mean? I know. I pulled off a massive save right there. You can see me just like coming off the bike. It's crazy. One Eye Blind, free shipping on what? Yeah, I mean, if you win the goggles for me, if that's what you're talking about, I'm not going to charge you shipping. It's all included. So all you got to do is, do something on Instagram. Maybe you'll win. I know, because Kyle went and blew it up. Like, not the bathroom, but he blew up the post. He literally went on the post and just put everything. And he did ask ahead of time. I was like, why the hell not? There was already people doing multiple entries and tagging multiple people. What do I know about holding giveaways anyways? I got a pair of goggles and I want to give them away to somebody. So there you go. All right. And then what were we talking about? Oh, Sedona. Yeah. Okay. So we're talking about Sedona. All right. Here's what I want to talk about. And this is what I think was interesting is the whole thing that happened with the viral reel recently. And it just clicked over to 4 million views. So I thought this was a great opportunity to talk about kind of the social experiment as to like some of the reasons why I think it went viral. And then I want to show you the aftermath, because you guys might not have seen some of this stuff. And so you guys will have to verify. I checked this ahead of time, so you should be able to hear the audio and all this stuff, but just confirm with me ahead of time. So here's what's interesting. If you guys haven't seen this reel, oh yeah, free shipping on the $1 million. Yeah, I'll throw in shipping. Don't worry about it. So here's what was interesting about this whole thing. So the reel is nothing special, right? It's like, it's just me playing the guitar on the bike and all that stuff to a song. I don't know if it was a trending song at the time. I thought it would work, and so it worked. But then it just went crazy. It went bonkers. It was literally like, my phone wouldn't stop. Like, and I'd never had that before. In fact, when we were in Sedona, we were riding. That's when it really started to take off. Like that week, Kyle was like, "You got to turn off your like notifications," and I was like, I don't even know how to do that. That's not a problem that I've had thus far. You know what I mean? So it just went bonkers, like boom, 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 boom. Like my phone was just full. Every time I tried to watch a YouTube video, it was just constantly being interrupted. So I had to turn that off. And so I don't know why it decided to hand it out, but I have a couple theories on it. Okay, so here's one of them. One, the music must have been trending to some regard. Although if you look at that, I am the top rated thing in that music genre. So basically the original piece of that song, and we can look at this actually. Let's jump right in. All right, stand by. Let me get this window going. Okay, let me get rid of that. Okay, and you guys should be able to see this now. Okay, so all right, if you guys don't know Instagram, I'm going to show you some of the things that I've learned on Instagram because of this reel. Okay, so if we go into reels, we're already in here. Okay, if you look at this reel, okay, you guys are familiar with this, yeah? So if you look at it here, I'm going to pause the music because we already know how the music works. But basically, you guys can see this. Now, up top, you can actually see the music that I used, right? So you can actually see the music. You can click on the music. And once you do that, if you guys aren't familiar with this, you can see how many reels are created from that music. So this is the music. This is whatever. So this is the interesting social element of this, because I didn't realize... Let me see. Let me make sure everything's working there. Okay, good. What I didn't realize is when I first put it out, what it was going to do. So when I saw, basically, I figured out how to do this, by the way. I don't know if I could do this here. I know I could do it on the phone. But there's another way to do something here. You can actually go here. You can go to profile. And I've discovered this recently. Let's say, for example, we go to this. I don't know if you can actually still do this here. But you can click on these three buttons and you could, oh, you can't do it here. On your phone, you can actually go view story reshares. And you can see how many people have been sharing a thing. So that was interesting. I started to see like how many people were sharing the video. And I was like, that's weird, because most times You never saw that. I never saw that. And so once that started happening, I told the wife, I was like, this one has potential to do 1 million views, like just based on like how it was. Because you know what it was? It was people sharing that I didn't know, which is very unusual, right? Most of the time it's like, it's somebody that you know that's like, hey, check us out. But in this case, it was people from all over the place. And when I started seeing like different languages, then I knew it was something else. Like, so, okay, we're going to scroll down. I think I'm still sharing my screen. It's hard to look at both of these things, but here we go. So if you look at this, right, we're in here. And so basically you can look, and I started seeing just different languages on the post, the story reposts, which I thought was interesting. But you can look at the number of reels that exist. Now, what you guys may not have seen if you didn't do any investigation into this, basically, I started a global trend on accident. And it's like, I'm not unique. People do this all the time. So, but I thought as an experiment, that was really interesting as I watched it take place, that it was fun to really watch this happen. Because if you look at these reels, okay, you're going to see like not only is this all over the place, right? Not only is this, but it's now bridged the gap from mountain biking to this. It's bridged the gap to, this. So it's not only in this, none of this stuff existed before. So like, if you look at this, it's completely bonkers. So if you haven't gone and looked at this, you can actually go look at the different reels that exist. And now there's just basically turned it into a mountain biking. Like, okay, this guy, what the hell? Okay, yeah, let's not watch that one again. Jesus. But yeah, here you go. I mean, if you guys, so this is what I thought was really fun, because this is all across the globe. It was not just here, but look at this. This is crazy. I mean, it's just bonkers. I mean, it's just anything and everything. Look at it, turned into gym. None of this stuff was there before. So there is the social experiment. It's been like really interesting to see this. And I don't know if you guys have seen this before, because like this is something that I was watching, because of course I was fascinated to see like what was going on here. But I mean, like there was people in Brazil, all over the world, Germany, like look at this. So I thought like, again, like really interesting. This was something that kind of like I didn't know until it started happening and I started watching it, and who the hell knows why. But I have one theory. I have a couple theories, but one of the theories is that in this reel that went just completely viral, it's over 4 million views now, there is no speaking, meaning like I don't say anything in this reel, which I think makes it more globally approachable, right? Because it's just me playing a thing and to a rad song. And so as a result, a part of me thinks like, because there was no language barrier, anybody could dig it. You know what I mean? Like, I thought that was pretty interesting. Like, that's got to be one of the reasons why it took off the way it did. But it's just a contributing factor. Again, if you get the right formula of like, you know, you got to be able to replicate it, which I'll never be able to do. But if you get the right formula, maybe it's just the right trending music or whatever else. But again, if you watch this stuff, it's just crazy. Like this whole thing, there you go. It's the Colorado kid's got his mark on the world. I mean, who would have thought that would be the thing? I don't know. But look at this. I mean, it's just bonkers. So anyways, it's all over the place. And you guys probably haven't looked at this because who the hell would care? But I was watching this happen real time. And you would see the story reshared, you would see, and so oftentimes I would kind of reach out to people that shared the story and just see where they were from. And I thought that was just really interesting. It's just these parts of the world that I didn't know. And so anyways, that's kind of what happened here. I don't know what the winning formula was per se. I mean, it turned out good, but it's like, I mean, this was one of the first ones they were tagging me in their stories, and they were just, but look at this. So anyways, the bottom line is it's gone bonkers. And now here's the interesting part. And you can see this, it just keeps going and going and going. Here's the interesting part about this whole process is, like, it was funny because it was at like 3.9 million views, and literally every morning I would wake up, it would just be like constantly all that in my likes and stuff. And then it just stopped. Like literally Instagram flipped a switch, which is something that I thought was interesting, because it really hits the lesson home that we are at the mercy of these platforms handing out our content. Okay. Without that happening, they could just say, no, we're not going to send that to anybody, and nobody will see it. So right at 3.9, it just stopped. Like literally, like they flipped a switch. I'm not kidding. Like, because every other day it was just nonstop story reshares, boom, 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 all this stuff. And then it was like, boom, nothing. I started seeing likes on my other reels and stuff. And it was really weird. I don't know how or why or it was what, like, I don't know how it started. I don't know how it ended, but it was just like, it's basically, they just, we're done with it. And then it's moved on. So it was really interesting. I don't know how that happens or why that happens. If you guys have any sort of like insight into this whole process, who the hell knows? But it was the funnest thing for me was watching all this take place real time. I thought it was really fascinating and I thought it was really cool just to like see, because also when you go into stories, I don't know if you guys know this, when somebody reshares a story or somebody posts something, you can actually translate it within the Instagram app. So like somebody would post something, they would share it, and they would put something, and you could see the translation. And it was funny because there was like some like thrift shop in Japan shared it, and they're like, oh, come in for some rad deals on Friday. Like it was something like that. And I was like, what? So it was like cool because again, just seeing that not only did I learn about some features in Instagram, but more importantly, like seeing like just people across the globe was pretty fun. I don't know. Like, again, I'm not here to say that I know what I'm doing because I sure don't. I got lucky and there's nothing, I'm never going to replicate that. But just watching it unfold was really fun to me. And like the idea of like what happened. So you can look at the results also. Okay. If we're going to talk about, just out of curiosity, if we're talking about the reel and what it did for my Instagram channel, let's go back to the profile. So before that reel hit, I was under 2,000 followers. So maybe I was coming up on 2,000. So that gain is, almost 7,000 followers from basically that reel alone. Probably 6,500 followers, which, by the way, if you haven't entered the giveaway, go enter the giveaway. You can win these goggles right here. But so through the course of that, it was just pretty fun. And like, again, we talked about, let me minimize this. So, sorry, you guys can see that. I forgot to screen share. I apologize. Look, so you can see here, okay, like, yeah, this was about sub 2,000 followers here, and now it's just blown up. And again, I'm not saying I did anything right. I mean, I'm certainly just got lucky and they just handed it out. But I think it's an interesting like thing to see and what the results are of going viral, right? It's like getting 4 million views. What happened? And that's what happened. Like 6,500 something followers on Instagram. None of that's going to translate to YouTube. In fact, often I think that a lot of these followers, I feel like will get out. Like I feel like I'm going to see a drop more than I'll see a gain now because like they're going to realize that I'm they're like, I don't know, this guy's a mountain bike guy, or like they don't care about the genre that I'm doing. So I have a feeling it's just going to kind of like do one of these. But there's another thing to watch, right? It's kind of interesting because these people from across the globe that aren't mountain bikers or aren't whatever else, they're going to start getting tired of this in their feed and they're going to be like, nah, I'm out. You know what I mean? So that's another thing that I'm watching. Again, it's all like a learning process because I've never had anything like that happen. So I thought I'd share it. I wanted to talk about it and I'm going to catch up on chat because I just thought it was interesting and just watching it happen and then seeing the aftermath and then now like kind of watching what's going to happen with these people from across the globe that may or may not be into mountain biking. I mean, certainly there was, but I had people doing the reel that were like, this guy riding, he was in it's like a lawnmower company or whatever he does. And he cuts the grass in a cool way. He hit me up and he did the reel. And so I was like, wow, these people aren't from mountain biking. It really went out to everyone else. And I don't know. I thought it was fascinating. I'm going to catch up on chat and see what you guys say about it. Sorry, I know I was ranting for a long time, but that's often what happens when you put a camera on and I start talking. So there you go. I see a lot of other reels of that music now. Yeah, now you can see, now that I've shared the screen and you saw, that's why. It's like they grabbed the music. And now here's another interesting thing that happened. Let me see if I can bring this back up here. So if I can find, I was hoping something, inappropriate wouldn't come up, but Wolf MTB, so they've got 243,000 followers. They shared it. And you want to see how many views they have on my reel? Okay, 323,000 views. So basically they, and a bunch of other people did this too, by the way. They just took my reel and they said, @Colorado Kid is in this. And then here's another interesting thing that happened, okay? They take that music that was very popular, and you can see there's 2,000 something reels with that music, and they rework it and they save it as their own audio. And when they do that, they wipe the slate clean, making it look like they came up with the video, even though they credited me. Not in a bad way. I don't know. This is how it works. I don't know, but I see this all over the place on Instagram now. It's not something that I knew. So let me show you what I mean. So in here, you guys remember I showed you where the music was before. Look, we already heard the music. Look, it shows it as their original audio. And if you click on it, now look at this. There's only 9 reels because they basically marked it as their audio. And you see this? It's kind of interesting, right? So who knows how much further it went and how many views that video actually has. There's no way to know. But they, on this site alone, they've got 323,000 views on this, and that's just me. It's my reel, but I don't get any credit for this, basically. Like, it's kind of interesting. And then again, this is how the network works. I'm not mad about it anyway. It's cool because I get more exposure. It's oftentimes like when you got 240,000 plus people now like seeing my thing, that must have led to more people coming to my page. So that's cool. But in case you guys didn't know that, that's a trick that other websites do. There was another site, there were several other sites that shared this and to similar results. So, and you look at, they've shared this one, which got 687,000 on theirs too, which is not their original video. They're taking other people's, the raddest content on the network and they're bringing it to their page. And there you go. So that's another thing I did not know existed. But the thing that I thought was interesting was the music. Okay. So again, if you go to mine, right, and I'm using the original audio, essentially from what I think is the original audio, you go look at that. Again, there's the difference. You can actually rename the audio. So who knows? Again, there's several other sites that did the same thing where they made it their own original audio. I don't know. So those are all the things that I kind of learned throughout this whole process. And I did not know that some of this stuff existed or how any of it worked. But now that I've seen it real time, I thought I'd share it with you guys tonight because I thought it was cool. And it was just fun watching it and seeing what it would do. And then being shared. There was some music site that shared it, like legitimate musicians. And then they put me on there. I was like, what? I can't remember the name of it. Otherwise, I'd find it. I don't know. I don't know if I want you guys to see my search history, but it seems like there's nothing bad in here. So, nope, I don't see it. No. Big booty girls. No. Okay. Nope, not there. Got it. All right. Oh, I unshared the screen. Perfect. Yeah, so you guys couldn't see me searching. That's probably for the best. All right. I'm going to catch up on chat, guys. I know I was ranting for a long time, but these are my thoughts just put out on video for you guys. And oftentimes when I do these things, I don't mean to talk this long. I always think like I'm going to go for an hour, and here we are, an hour and 20 minutes in. Okay. So dude, it's absolutely absurd. Yeah, it's dumb as hell. It's just, who knows? Who knows why? It's not like it's like I'm some special snowflake that they just chose to push it out. I don't know why. And so the original video had like 1.8 million. I've got over 4 million. But it's not because of me. It's because they sent it out there and let them have it. What are you going to do? Yeah, they just shut it off. It literally was the weirdest thing. They just kind of like, nope, you're done. Yeah, exactly, Robert. Yeah, I'm sorry I'm catching up on chat. But yeah, I'm really curious to see how many will stick around. And so I'm watching that now. That's kind of the next stage is like, this contest is going to maybe bring some new followers in. But again, who knows how long that's why I kind of don't like doing this stuff. Because, I mean, who knows how long they're going to stick around. Like, I'd rather gain followers organically, but it's an impossibly slow task. As you can see on the YouTube page, it's just a slow-moving process, man. And it's demoralizing sometimes. But, you know, with this influx, it's pretty cool. It doesn't do anything for my psyche. Like, in the long run, I thought it was cool. And I think it's really cool. But it's like, man, who knows how that's going to translate to anything else, you know? We'll see. This is all one big experiment now, and I think it's fascinating. Yeah, it is really cool. It's really cool. And again, I don't know if you guys knew that you could look at music on Reels and see the history of it and see like how it's been shared or how many Reels there are or who's been doing it and all that. There's actually ways to dive in and like do your own research, and that's how you can find like trending audio. So if you want to do successful stuff on Instagram, the trick is, of course, one, keep it short as hell. Do a reel, just dive right in, get to it fast. Like Robert's 90-second reviews might be actually a good use of reels. You could actually just film your own things right there. But like, it's got to be short. It's got to be to the point. And you got like, you could do a really simple joke or whatever else and just do it fast. And like, people will absorb it. How's Karma treating you, Earl? Hi. There are bikes in it. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I would assume so. I saw a lot of bike sites and bike people sharing it. And it was a lot of other people too. So it's going to be interesting. But again, like none of that's translated to YouTube yet. I haven't promoted my YouTube stuff on Instagram a lot yet since this whole thing happened. And I also haven't put out anything new since it all happened. So who the hell knows how it's going to translate? I don't know, man. I don't know. But again, it's a great social experiment. I know I'm catching up on chat for you. No, they credited me. They tagged me in the thing, but like it's just it doesn't do anything for my channel other than maybe people see it and they go, "Oh, who did this?" Like again, in my experience, if you have more than 2 clicks, people aren't going to jump in. So it's like they're going to click on the reel, go, "Oh, that was rad," like it, and then boot out. They're not going to be like, "Oh, who made this reel?" Nobody's going to. I think the majority of people just don't do that. You guys might agree with that too. Yeah. Yeah, they repost every post that looks popular. And that's not bad because one, if you follow one place, you just get the best of the best. So that's like not a bad business model. And then they get 250,000 followers easy. I don't know. Easy, meaning like you're not coming up with your own content, but you still have to search the web and find the best stuff and be like, this is rad. And it's got to be related to your topic. So I don't know. There's some work involved. For sure. For sure. Can you just use a clip of any music and make that your original audio? I think you can. There's got to be a way to do it. And maybe even if you like sometimes I've done my own voices and I've named it for my own original thing. Like when I did the what do you do when you get a new bike? I think I named that like Colorado something. What I think would be interesting to have happen next, and this is something I'd like to really try to do, is to create something that goes viral where everyone uses my audio. Now that would be interesting. That I wouldn't get anything from it. But that would be funny as hell. If it was like a Colorado something where I did something and then everybody started using it in their reels, I think that would be funny. I don't know how to do that yet, but I think that'd be fun. That's the next goal for no reason whatsoever. Because again, Instagram doesn't bring me anything financially. Not like YouTube, where I get millions of dollars every day. Yeah. Big booties. Yeah. No, this is the big booty girls. That was, I'm glad you guys couldn't see my search for that. Yes. Oh man. Yeah. Reels need to be 90 seconds. No, I don't think it has to be 60 seconds specifically. Maybe I'm wrong about that. But I mean, again, we talk about the idea of being successful on Instagram. That is the trick now. You got to basically do reels. If you're not doing reels, they're not going to push it out to the broad audience. Like they're not going to do that with just normal posts. They're not going to do it with pictures because pictures are rad and they cater to your core audience. But it's not like, it's just the reels are what they're caring about these days. So it's like, that's why I got lucky with it. I think it's because partly like that's got to do with it. About Instagram. I thought Instagram was just models. Yeah. If you are a very attractive female, you are far more likely than myself to succeed in anything in life. No doubt, especially Instagram. Especially you could do a reel on Instagram and just bounce around and you'll get 1 million views. Easy. Maybe that's, yeah. Okay. All right, here we go. We're catching up on chat, and then we're going to cover some other topics. Better late than never. MTV Ragtag, good to see you. Yeah, we talked about Halo earlier slightly. We were talking about games. Not too long, though. We actually spent a lot more time talking about holiday movies than anything else today in this live stream. But we did talk about the viral trend that took place. Yeah. If I made an edit of something that was used, several clips of songs to mash up, that's the hard part. You can't, and this is a dumb thing, Robert, about Instagram. You can't take multiple songs like we all want to do in our video edits. You have to take one track. So I don't know if like you said, if you can use like a bunch, edit it ahead of time, load it in, then make it custom audio. I don't know how Instagram's going to treat that. But I see people with custom audio that's basically a clip of something popular with their something else mixed in. So I don't know how they're doing it. Maybe they're producing it on a third-party program, like on the phone, and then bringing it into Instagram. There's got to be a way to do it. So I don't know. I haven't delved into that. Oftentimes I find the editing on the real stuff to be very restrictive. Like you have very few options. Yeah, millions of dollars like Shane. Yeah, on there, like as long as you use the music on there, it's copyright. It shouldn't matter. I don't, dude. Who the hell knows? I don't know if they would flag it. It'd be worth a shot. I think you should try it and give us a report. Absolutely, I really do. Blah blah blah. Caroline, I'm watching chat. I am. This is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to catch up on chat right now. Like I just went in a big rant about this viral thing, and now we're kind of done with that. We've talked about some of the things that I got in the mail, which is pretty rad. Some of the things you guys should have for Christmas. On a side note, as we kind of we're almost about an hour and a half in, so I won't go super, super long, keep you guys all night long. It is Friday night. You guys got beers to drink. But what's everybody doing for the holidays? Is everybody keeping it live? Are you guys riding? With the rain that we're going to have, we're not going to get a lot of riding in this coming week. So we're kind of screwed. I will say that, it's been tricky to ride because, you go to work, you come home, you pick up the kids, you do all that stuff. And by that time, it's completely dark outside. And so, like, it's hard to ride unless you're doing night rides. It's impossible to film anything. Is anybody having the same problem that I'm having? Like, it's impossible to try and film anything unless I'm sitting in here, which I haven't brought myself to do yet. But I will say, wait a minute. I forgot to bring it in here. What an idiot. I will say, I got my hands on a green screen. So I got an idea for a video that's going to involve a green screen, and I got to film it. And I'm hoping that this weekend I have time to do it because I got my daughter's birthday party tomorrow morning and other stuff. But I'm hoping Sunday, if it's raining, I can film this thing for you guys and get it out next week. Because if I can figure out how to work this damn green screen, it could be pretty good. And it'll relate to all you guys, all these mountain bike YouTubers in here. It'll relate to all of you. And you'll appreciate it because it's hard. It's hard to get footage when it's nighttime outside. Would you agree? 100%. Hey, someone's in here. The greatest gamer in the business. Good to see you, buddy. I got to jump back into Destiny. I heard they got a new thing. I've been playing Halo. I've been screwing around with Halo too much. Let's see. Yeah, there you go. You can't just edit your reels in Adobe and upload to IG. I haven't tried. I think oftentimes if I'm right about the algorithm stuff, they reward you editing in their stuff. I don't have any way to verify that, but I feel like they want you to use their platform and do everything on it and then put it up. So I don't know, man. It's almost like you have to find a way to succeed inside of a cage. Like you have to like work within their limitations and find a way to make that work. But I know that people are not editing everything in their app, like because they do some stuff that you just can't do on their Reels options. So there's got to be third-party programs maybe on your phone, or maybe you could do Premiere. I'd say try it. I'd be really curious to see how it works. Oh, Mr. Percussive, when are you coming up, man? Yeah, it's going to be raining this next week, so it's going to be tricky. But next weekend, I really want to get on some rides. I have to, man. It's been just hard, really hard to get out on riding. I know MTB NorCal, if you guys are following MTB NorCal, they're doing a big group ride with Derek Teal tomorrow. So prepare to get your ass kicked because that guy's the fittest guy I've ever met in my entire life, and he will let you know about it. In fact, he runs an online fitness course called Dialed Health, which is really smart. This guy is fit as hell, but also very... I wouldn't say charismatic, but he's also very forward thinking and he's really pushing forward. He's got 3 kids now. I think he's got twins and he's just like still pushing forward with his business. And so last time we rode together, we did this major group ride out in Auburn. This guy it was one of the most, the hardest climbs out in Auburn. He would ride up, check, say, hey, and then we'd come back down, check on us, and then ride back up and he'd still get there twice as fast as us. Like he was, and so like by the end of it, we're all like, all right, Derek, we're signing up for your fitness course. Trust me, we're going to. You can't help but sign up. But he is a really good guy. He's going to go ride with MTB NorCal crew. And they haven't organized a group ride in a while because there's been a lot going on. And, see, I got the shirt right here. But they're doing a big group ride on Saturday. So if you guys are in the area, like definitely get out there because that's one of the ways that I met so many people right off the bat was just riding in big group rides like that. And it's hard to do if you're just jumping into the sport or whatever, like to just get a network of people. And you guys know this, going to the Sedona Mountain Bike Fest, one of the funnest things about that was being able to hang out with everybody. Like to me, that was the best part. The riding was great, but just hanging out with everybody was just such a great experience. And it's like oftentimes, like, okay, let's dive a little bit deeper into this. Since you guys jump in here. We're going to talk about this real quick. It's part of the reason why I haven't made a video in the last like couple weeks. I haven't really edited much is because like I have to reassess success again. Again, it seems to happen more often than not. I don't know why. But like when you first start out with your YouTube channel, your definition of success is how many followers or how many subscribers you have. It's got to be. That's the only way you can gauge your success, right? And then after a while, that becomes less and less important. And then you think, well, maybe it's the financial thing, the idea that I'm going to make $1 million here. And the realization that that's not going to happen anytime soon also has to set in. But more importantly, when you go to someplace like Sedona Mountain Bike Fest, and you get to hang out with all these incredible people. Brian, Robert, Mediocre Mountain Biker was there. I mean, there was a ton of us there. Segment Mark was there. Yeah. A lot of us. And then we all get together and hang out. And like, it reminded me that is essentially the pinnacle of what I hoped to achieve with this whole thing, which was this camaraderie and this friendship and, meeting all these people and developing a new network. And it's like, you realize at some point that is what it's all about to me. Like just having everybody that was cool and having this network and this community and all this stuff, you're like, man, it turned out to be the most important thing was that. And so like when I rode Sedona, I was like, holy crap, I don't know if it gets much better than this, man. It's like the problem is I felt like I achieved what I wanted to achieve, which is silly because I haven't. I still got a long way to go. But it's like a part of that got into my psyche. I'm like, man, that was amazing. Like it was so good. It was so good. And so like that redefinition of success and what it means and like just being able to network with all these incredible creators and learn and all that stuff and ride together. it was fascinating, man. And now I got to get back on the horse. I've been slacking off. I have. But, it's been 2 years. Give me a break. All right? Take it easy. Look, I got to spend a lot of time combing this mustache, all right? I can't just edit videos all day long, okay? But don't worry, it's coming. We're live streaming tonight, aren't we? On a Friday night. Instead of me going out to the club, I'm here with you guys, live streaming. Yeah, that's what I do. I go to the clubs. That's what I do. I don't do any of that. I'm just too old for that. All right. All right, Robert, good to see you, man. Hopefully I'll see you on the trail soon. Lady leaves town for 2+ months next week, sometime in that time frame. Have plans for the Reno area, Forest Hill maybe, and some LA. Ooh, if you're in LA, hit up Mark. Mark, the segment is in SoCal. They will show you around some incredible trails. There's a great network of people, the Trail Dogs. They will show you the spots, man, for sure. So definitely hit the segment up. He's right below the U on the chat. Is MTV NorCal planning on coming down to SoCal? If so, why the hell did they tell me? All right. I'm basically like an adopted son for their organization. But they are organizing a big event up here, Dirt Days, which was super rad last year. If you guys haven't seen that video, they are in the process of, they've got the date out. Everything's locked down. So that's coming up. Count on that. In Nevada City, we're going to be doing Dirt Days in May. I believe it's in May. So think about that. I know I haven't edited because I've been screwing around on video games. I know. And again, I talked about it before. It's like empty calories. You start playing around and it is fun. It's a blast, but I don't get the reward. Like, you know what I mean? Like when I come out of editing and I put a video out, you have that reward for at least a day where you can feel comfortable that you did something, and then there's the guilt of not having another thing just sets in. And then it's just this constant. Oh, it's a constant thing. You guys know what I'm talking about. Trail Monster, the man with the handcuffs, donated $5 through Super Chat. He says, Old Pueblo MTB is a local group rides in Tucson, oldpueblomtb.com. I'm so honored to be a part of their team. Yeah, and that's what it's about. Like, I think having the community around and learning like how rad everyone is, it's so cool, man. It's just hard to go back. It's just so fun. There you go. You got to go. Caroline, thanks for stopping in. I appreciate you. I did say blah, blah for you. See, I am reading chat. I love it. Have a good night, Joe. Yes. Yeah, no worries, buddy. I'm not going to hang out too much longer with you guys, but if you have any other questions or whatever on anything we talked about tonight, this is a good chance to get them out. The wife's going to yell at me. I've got to get in the house and help clean up because we got a birthday party tomorrow. So here's what I would like you to do. If you guys are still here, by the way, we're not ending just yet, by the way. When this ends, I want you guys to like stay in chat, just stay logged in. And then I'll act like I'll play out here playing video games. And then she'll think I'm still live streaming. Okay. So it's fine. Then I won't have to clean up the house. It's fine. She's not watching this. It's fine. She's probably watching Joe Rogan. You know what I mean? Right? Who isn't? I've never watched Joe Rogan, by the way. As a side note, never watched it. All right. Yeah, the MTV community is good. What snow? Yeah, we don't see that here either. We got nothing, man. Yeah, nothing. Who has a better stash, you or the donuts operator? Beyond donuts? Wait a minute. What are we talking about, someone? My stash is gorgeous. I know it's the best in the business. I don't want to argue about nothing. Yeah, there you go. Let's see. Playing a lot of Vanguard. Yeah, sick. I mean, like, we got to, like, it's also the holiday time. It's kind of whatever. But again, I'm not going to lie, man. I just kind of shut down for a little bit. I don't know why. It's like mental break, mental, I don't know. I think we all have it at some point. I can't describe it other than to say, like, I'm going to jump back in. I got a bunch of ideas on paper right now that I just got to film, and it's been hard. It's been hard to get home, and it's dark outside. It's oftentimes we want to film the light. There's no light anymore. So that's hard. So you got to come up with different prospects and different ideas and re-implement, and you can't shoot the stuff that you're used to shooting. What are you going to do? We're just content creators. We got to create our content. I got to film something in here one of these days. I just never really... It's funny I can sit in front of a camera here for 2 hours and talk to you guys live, but to sit down and like edit, like I thought about making like a stuff I bring with me on the trail video and some of these other things, but I never fully committed to it. But I will. Test Squadron, Best Squadron. Squardon. It's the Squardon, someone. The segment, I'll be in LA in March, but no bike. We're going to have a big rodent theme park. Well, lucky for you, Mark has good connections at YT. He might be able to get you on a bike. There you go. What is my longest ride? My longest ride was when I went with Chasing Epic, when we did the Colorado rides, when we did the Monarch Pass. That was an all-day ride. Like, it was insane. Even with a shuttle, we were climbing thousands and thousands and thousands of feet and descending like 6,000 feet or more. Like, it was just bonkers. And it was incredible, every moment of it. Like, and luckily, again, we talk about the idea of coming in prepared to a ride. The preparation ahead of riding in Colorado was what got me through some of that stuff. Because if you're riding at 12,000 feet and you're climbing, that's brutal. I think it was 12,000. I could be wrong at the start of the Monarch Crest. It's high, though. It's high. And so with preparation, it was fun as hell. Like, I was really excited about the fact that I could hang. And it was part of the reasons why Sedona, like, I feel like I want to go back in March, even though it's so close. I don't know if I'll be able to make it work financially and stuff, but I would love to, because I'd love to hit those trails after riding for 2 weeks straight, just crushing it, feeling good, get out there, hit everything with confidence, and just really slam jam my way down the trails. But again, I hit most of the stuff. I didn't feel confident when I hit some of it, where I'd love to just fly down it and be like, woo, baby. You know what I mean? That's what I want to say. Although, you guys can see in that video, I had some genuine moments of like excititude. I was just super stoked, man. It was really, really fun. And again, a lot of that has to do with the people we were riding with. I mean, it was incredible. You guys saw it. BKXC, Bike Some, Brian Gong was there, Paul the Punter, Shane, the Crashing Dads. The first time Paul and I rode together, and that was just incredible. And Josh from Daily MTB, we had talked. He's been in my live streams, but this is the first time we met in person. Riding with him. MTB Allen was there. It was just, Tony from The Outsider. It was a great collection of people, mediocre amount. What can you say? Rad Dad was out there too. We didn't get a chance to meet because it was like slam bam, thank you, ma'am. It was crazy. As soon as we got Trail Dad was out there too. It was hard to crisscross. And oftentimes it's like, we weren't really preparing for stuff. Brian would text me and say, hey, I'm going to go ride this. Let's do it. I was like, all right, boom. So it was like not a lot of preparation involved, which I like. That's my style. I don't prepare very well. I jump on this live stream and I just talk for 2 hours. I don't have any notes other than the comments from Instagram. Donut operator. Yeah. God damn it. 100% agree. Videos are too good to just put out random garbage. Yeah. I mean, but there's also something to be said about just putting out whatever you want. Like, that's kind of why we got into this game, isn't it? I mean, we also still want to be able to put out whatever the hell we want. That's why I said earlier, we kind of have to draw that line between, we need to draw that line between what appeals to the masses and what appeals to what we want to do. And you got to have both. Like, because if you don't, if like I'm constantly trying to make the next big hit, it's going to drive me crazy. You guys know this, right? Like, if you're trying to make the perfect thumbnail and the perfect title for every video, you're trying to make every video appeal to everyone, which is also a great key to success. And one of the reasons why I think that reel blew up is the idea that it's appealing to anybody. Like, it's not specific. I'm playing a bike guitar thing, but it's like still like the music's there. It's all cool. If you can make something, the more generic, the better, the more likely it is to be successful. If you guys are aware of this, I don't know if you guys are aware of this. This is some of the things I've learned on YouTube since I started, but you have to make it simple. You have to make it absorbable, and it's got to relate to as many people as possible. When you start getting like very specific, you eliminate a lot of audiences. So it's like, if you want broad appeal, that's one of the reasons why things will hit, because it would say like, like a video title, and this would probably make me a lot of money. If I said, why the measuring tape made me a better mountain bike rider. Like, if I made that video right there with a thumbnail of the thing, like on the handlebars or something, there's views. I don't know why I haven't done that. Fuck, I'm an idiot. But the simpler, the better, if you're looking for mass appeal. But there's also stuff that I like to do that's pure reverence, right? We got to have that too. Like, my original, when I first started the channel, I wanted to do stuff like, how Rocky and Bowinkle used to have really weird titles on their videos? Like, you would have alternate titles. It would be like, The Man in the Hat, or The Hat Who Lost Its Man. Like that sort of, like, I would have been awful if I really would have just done what I wanted to do, maybe. But maybe it would have gained an audience over time and they would have just come to accept it. But here I am, playing the YouTube game like you guys are. Aren't we all playing the game? I think we are. All right. Someone done. Oh, yeah, there you go. Oh, man. Okay, beautiful. No, when we went to Sedona, it wasn't windy. If that's what we're, sorry, I'm catching up one eye. I keep rambling. We won't go too much longer. We're going to call it here shortly. But look, if you guys have any more questions or anything you want to talk about, now's a good opportunity. Otherwise, I got to go inside and clean the house. So please, dear God, give me another topic that I can ramble about. I'll give you 30 seconds while I take a drink of water. Do I have any music that I can play while I do that? Yeah, here we go. Yeah. Okay, did you guys come up with anything good? Yeah. Why a measure tape? Maybe a better mountain biker. Unsubscribe. Yeah. It's funny. Like the simplest things can appeal to the most people. Like you know what it is? Like think about a problem everyone has. Like what's the problem everybody has? Like I don't know. Nah, I got nothing. If I was better at this, I'd have a lot more subscribers. Look, it's fine. Look, I know. All right, well, that's going to do it, guys. I think we're going to call it at that. It was a fine evening. We were about an hour and 40 minutes into this live stream, which I meant for it to be an hour, but I'm glad you guys stopped in and had a good time. It's Friday night. I hope you're going to get back, relax, enjoy the weekend. If you guys have any special plans, let me know. AMTB NorCal is doing a group ride in Auburn tomorrow. If you guys are local, try to get up there. If you're not, like if you're Octo Dad and you're all in New Zealand or wherever the hell, he's going to be doing his own group rides, I'm sure. We're getting rain next week, so it's going to be screwing up our riding completely. I'm sure my physical fitness will go right down the dumps, but there's not a lot I can do about it. But look, there you go. It's been a fun one. I'm going to get down to business. I'm going to help the wife. She's going to appreciate it. I'm going to say, look, we got a successful live stream in the books, and I got prepared for the kids' birthday party. We're going to have ponies tomorrow. Should I try to manufacture a reel with a pony somehow? There's got to be like, can I play the guitar with a pony's leg and just get kicked? And like that would probably do really well, right? I'll take one for the team. Would you agree that'd be fine? Yeah. That's fine. Look, yeah, thanks again, everybody. Bike some Jay, we talked about snowboarding earlier. Go back and watch the very beginning of the stream. Yours was the first question of the day, by the way. You broke the Instagram question cherry of this night's live stream. So look, we will see you guys on the next one. I'm glad we could get in here. I'm glad we could live stream. It's been a while. The last one we did was in Sedona. I'm hoping to do this one. Maybe I'll try and get one in next week. I don't know. I do enjoy it. I'm glad we could sit, talk, ask questions, do stuff. And I do want to get a fireside chat in very soon. I do want to but Kyle was unavailable tonight. If he's unavailable next time, forget it. I'm doing it with everybody else. I'll bring Bike Some in here. We'll just hang out and sit by the fire and eat s'mores. And it'll be fun. Get multiple camera angles, all that stuff. I was trying to find a piece of gear to get my camera angle set up outside of the shed. You remember last time I did one inside the shed, I went outside, and then I was able to start outside with one camera, and I had other cameras set up in here. But I couldn't find my HDMI extender, which is, I brought all my gear to Sedona in case I needed a live stream, so it's possible that I lost it there. I don't know what the hell happened. As a side note, you know what I should have done, because I just got these new pedals, right? You know what I should have done, which would be funny as hell, is if I would have sat here and live streamed me trying to put the pedals on the bike. How comical would that be, right? You guys saw when I tried to put a chain on the bike. I mean, this should theoretically be easier, right? Throw a little grease, throw it on the bike. What could possibly go wrong in a Colorado Kid live stream where I try bike maintenance? Absolutely everything. That's what we've learned. All right, look. Yeah, you know what I'd like to see? I told Mark, by the way, and this is the final thing we'll talk about tonight. I told Mark that what I would love to do is do a fireside chat and get Robert, a.k.a. B1Ker, get Seabass from Normal Mountain Bikers on Instagram, and then also get Richard from Stickered. It would be like you wouldn't even know where to look. You'd be like, who the hell is talking? I don't know if it's Robert or I don't know who they all are going to just like Robert and Richard especially look very much alike, and their names sound very much alike. It's confusing as hell when you ride with them. And if you haven't seen who I'm talking about, go on Instagram, follow Stickered. You'll see Richard, you'll see Robert, and you'll compare the two, and you'll just they're kindred souls. They're kindred souls. Horses are the mountain bikes before mountain bikes. Yeah, they are full suspension too. They're mighty expensive. You're right, some. They're very much like mountain bikers because mountain biking is super expensive now. It's almost impossible to get into mountain biking unless you're a millionaire. And yet here we all are. Broke as hell because we got expensive bikes. God, I know. No kidding. All right, guys. Look, thanks. It's been a good one. I'm going to go get some work done around the house, and I appreciate you guys hanging out with me on this Friday night. We'll see you on the next one. If you have any more topics, just DM me on Instagram. By the way, if you guys haven't registered, you can win these. Go to Instagram, tag a friend. It looks like you could do multiple entries because that's what Kyle did. He just took over the whole goddamn post. So if you tag, just do individual tags. So like each tag, I think will get you an entry. I don't know. I don't know how any of this works, but I will say that these are very rad goggles. They usually retail for 120 something bucks plus shipping. So you're going to get them for free. And I do really like them. I've got a green set on my full face. They're rad. They worked really good in Downeyville. I liked them a lot. So there you go. Go to my Instagram page and look at, we could do this. Watch, look, I'm going to show you while we're here. Yep. We're still looking at this. We're going to go over here. There you go. Boom. There it is. There's the post. Look, here's the truth of the matter. There's already 159 comments. The contest ends on Wednesday. So you still got a couple. You got days. You can get in here, do some posts, and you can win some goggles. So there you go. I'm just giving free stuff away. Merry Christmas, everybody. All right. With that in mind, we will see you guys on the next one. Guy on a mountain bike. Oh, the guy in the Buffalo song. It's one of the greatest bikes. Jay, why did you get me distracted? Guy on a Buffalo. Have you guys not seen this? If you haven't, I can't. Can I play that? Oh, I don't want to get copyright strikes. I don't want to. Go Google Guy on a Buffalo episode 1. You'll have the song stuck in your head all weekend, and you're welcome. You can thank Jay for that, and I think you should thank him. You should DM him. You should follow him and say thank you for the Guy on the Buffalo, because it's one of the greatest in history. All right, with that, I'm screwing around with my mic too much. I like grabbing it, you know? Okay, we're going to call it tonight. See you guys on the next one. Adios, muchachos. I'm going to play the closing music, and I'm going to just get undressed. I'm sure the camera will just turn off when I do this.